The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 8 News Now or Nexstar Media Group.
It's time to get serious about gun violence. It's time to enact the measure that Nevadans voted for.
Prohibited persons do not subject themselves to background checks. This law will not change that.
Tonight on Politics Now, a gun background check bill sails through the legislature as strong voices weigh in on both sides.
We had to come in the door and invite ourselves to the table. Now we're the ones at the table inviting other people.
Nevada's longest-serving female legislator, Maggie Carlton, tells us how the women in the majority will shape this year's legislative session.
Will Nevada start doing rent control? The affordable housing bill that could lead to it.
From 8 News Now, this is Politics Now with Steve Sebelius and Patrick Walker.
Well, Democrats followed through on their promises to fast-track a gun background check bill this week. The first hearing on the bill had a lot of people weigh in for and against the legislation, which would require background checks on all gun sales, even those between two private parties. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Sebelius.
And I'm Patrick Walker. That bill passed through a Senate committee on Tuesday, and on that same day, on a 4-3, it was heard, by the way, on a 4-3 party line vote. The Assembly expected to pass it on Friday. I was over at the Grant Sawyer building here in Las Vegas for that hearing and heard the arguments from both sides. The crux of this debate dates back to 2013 under then State Senator Justin Jones. He was in attendance today along with dozens, if not hundreds of others in both Carson City and here in Las Vegas. A do-over on the state's stalled background check law is now being considered. Senate Bill 143 is a near carbon copy of Question 1, which voters narrowly approved in 2016. The difference, replacing a provision that required the federal government to perform background checks for private party gun sales, shifting instead to the state.
If we, as law-abiding sellers, know that we have to conduct a background check, it will be much harder for the person to leave the dealer and find a way to buy a gun without a background check.
Then Attorney General Adam Laxalt declared the law unenforceable, and supporters say this bill will fix that and enact the will of the people.
This is not meant to be a punitive measure, it's a safety measure. We want to protect Nevada families.
It's time to get serious about gun violence. It's time to enact the measure that Nevadans voted for.
The bill's opponents call it an infringement on Second Amendment rights, and that background checks won't stop criminals from committing crimes.
Prohibited persons do not subject themselves to background checks. This law will not change that.
The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's pretty strong language.
What will this bill do to curb crime? And my response is practically nothing.
The bill is almost certain to pass due to the near supermajority the Democrats have on both houses of the legislature. Former State Senator Justin Jones, who sponsored the original bill that was vetoed by then Governor Brian Sandoval in 2013, says it's been a long time getting to this point.
It's a new day, and it's finally time for the voters' will to be enacted here.
Should this bill pass as anticipated, Governor Sisolak said it will be one of his top priorities to sign this bill as soon as possible. All right, Steve, this quickly became the most commented on bill in the legislature's history.
Yeah, as of Friday, a legislative website that allows the public to vote on bills recorded more than 1,500 votes against the background check bill, and there's about 400 people in favor of it. The bill is a little different than the previous two ones and the ballot measure as well, correct? I mentioned it was pretty much a carbon copy with a few differences. Yeah, both the 2013 bill and the 2016 voter initiative you mentioned sought to avoid imposing a state fee on a background check because the state fee, as you know, triggers the 2/3 requirement to pass through the legislature, and they didn't really have that. This bill, by contrast, says there will be no state fee, although a gun store can charge for running a background check. Now, bills, it happens, but not very often, seeing them pass out of a committee the same day that they have a hearing. This is on an expedited timetable. Yeah, it's very rare to see a bill pass on the same day. There have been instances of bills that have been introduced and passed and signed into law on the same day, but it's very rare. And this debate's been going on since last weekend when gun rights supporters, alerted their followers through email that there was a quote-unquote secret bill being processed and that it was being rushed through without time for proper amendments. So the pace of this is probably not going to alleviate any of those concerns.
Well, this week was 1 year since the shooting in Parkland, Florida. That led to a movement on some gun control legislation in Congress. I asked our Washington, D.C. Bureau correspondent Alexandra Limon about that. I know that there are some other bills that are moving forward in the House on Capitol Hill related to guns. What are some of the things that are moving through right now, and how are they looking as far as their statuses?
Well, Congress is actually considering a very similar bill called H.R. 8. It would also require near universal background checks that covers trade shows and online sales. And that was cleared through a committee this week and is expected to soon get a vote by the full House that will likely pass the House. There is also another bill, H.R. 1112, also cleared out of committee this week. That one's referred to as the Charleston loophole because essentially it aims to close the loophole that allowed the shooter in the Charleston AME shooting to get his gun, even though he shouldn't have, because the law right now says that if a background check doesn't come back within 72 hours for some reason, the purchaser is automatically allowed to get that gun. H.R. 1112 extends that waiting period to 10 days instead of 3, and then allows for an additional 10 days if needed for a review process. There's, yet another proposal in the Democratic-controlled House that aims to ban high-capacity magazine clips that hold more than 10 rounds. Again, all of these bills likely to get a vote by the full House and also likely to pass in the House of Representatives. However, that's probably as far as they will go. It is very unlikely that they will even get a vote in the U.S. Senate, never mind actually pass.
And there would also be a rule change that would ban bump stocks. That is set to take effect in March. Now, with housing prices on the rise here in Nevada, finding an affordable place to live can be a burden, especially for low-income residents. A solution Nevadans aren't used to came up in the legislature this week. We're talking about rent control.
Now, there's no doubt Nevada doesn't have enough affordable housing. For people who make half the median wage of $55,000 per year, there are only 39 affordable homes for every 100 that are needed. And for those at 30% of the median, there are just 15 for every 100 needed. Democratic State Senator Julia Ratty sponsored Senate Bill 103, which would allow local governments to reduce or subsidize impact fees for development, building permits, and even sewer systems in order to induce developers to build more affordable housing. The bill got support from home builders as well as social service advocates and local governments. But some lobbyists representing builders and apartment owners objected to a proposed amendment that calls for allowing local governments to pass ordinances allowing for rent control or special zoning that requires building affordable housing. Rent controls are controversial because they limit the income for property owners and discourage investment in housing projects. Now, ironically enough, Ratty said Nevada is a victim of its own success when it comes to affordable housing. The state's been doing so well attracting jobs at places like the Tesla Gigafactory that housing prices are increasing. But she warned that if that continues, new companies may not want to move to the state because their workers won't be able to find affordable places to live. Now, Ratty's bill will have to go through some more vetting before it gets a vote in the Government Affairs Committee. But with the need so pressing, it seems likely that some version of her affordable housing legislation eventually is going to become law.
Well, working across the aisle.
In the super minority, in the assembly, we're going to have to.
Two freshman Republicans tell us how they plan to work toward getting their agendas passed. Next.
Welcome back to Politics Now.
I've reported extensively this election cycle on the brain drain in the Nevada legislature and net loss of more than 130 years of experience as members took other jobs, ran for higher office, or just left public life.
On the other hand, Democratic Assemblywoman Maggie Carlton has been up in the legislature for 20 years, so we asked her about the changes she's seeing this year.
With the female majority, where do you think maybe that extra push is going to be to get some issues done that maybe you couldn't have gotten done in years past?
Well, you know, I compare it to when I started, where we had to come in the door and invite ourselves to the table. Now we're the ones at the table inviting other people to come in. So I think having the direction of women leading the conversation will make a big difference in this legislature.
What would you say is the most important thing you've learned in 20 years in Carson City?
Make friends with the folks that you work with. We're all people. We all come here to represent folks and just value each other and respect the institution.
Have you ever encountered a person who you just could not work with because of ideological differences?
It's hard, but you have to remember where they come from. I don't have to be their best friend. I just have to be their colleague, and I can manage that for 4 months.
We did kind of a little impromptu press conference between the two of us there, but we appreciate Assemblywoman Carlton sitting down with us on that one. Now, of course, we also wanted to ask some of the new faces up there to see how they are affecting, how they plan at least on navigating through these changes.
Those that may have the toughest time are the new members who are Republicans. They're in the legislative majority. So we asked two new Republicans, Assemblyman Tom Roberts and Assemblywoman Melissa Hardy.
120 days to go. It's a lot that has to be done.
Yes.
And not a lot, not a very large period of time. But at the same time, it may seem like it. It's a grind. Tell me a little bit about pacing yourself. Well, not pacing yourself, but what the pace is going to be like going forward. There's a lot that's going to be happening.
Well, I think there is a lot. You know, you've been up here before. I was here as a legislative liaison for Metro Police. You know, so I've done a couple of sessions, so I kind of know exactly what to expect. You know, it kind of slowly builds up, and then at the end, you know, it comes on with a fury. So, you know, I'm going to work across the aisle and, you know, work on our issues and do what's best for my constituents in the state of Nevada.
And hopefully get some things done.
Yes,
as you
sir.
mentioned, working across the aisle.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You know, that's in the super minority, you know, in the assembly, you know, we're going to have to, even if we weren't. That's still my style.
What's going through your mind?
First of all, it's exciting. We worked all of last year, you know, through the campaign and to be able to get to this day, and so it's very exciting. It's humbling to walk into the chamber. For me personally, I came here many times as a child, and now to be here myself as a legislator, it's very humbling, and it's an honor to be here to serve, to be elected. And of course, to be here as part of the first female majority legislature in the country. So so far it's just been everything that I dreamed it would be.
As a member of the minority party, still the goal is to try to get some legislation passed and bills through. Any strategy there, or what's it going to take maybe for you to try to get some stuff taken care of on your end?
Well, you know, I'm going into this with a good attitude. I feel very positive and hopeful that we'll be able to work in a bipartisan manner, both within our chamber and also with the Senate, you know, again, to try and get things done for the people in our state, because in the end, that's what it's about. That's why we were elected, to make our constituents' lives better. And so I think the only way that we can do that is to, you know, have honest conversations and try to, those things that we disagree on, at least try to find some common ground, use common sense, and do the best that we can to pass good legislation.
Well, in addition to that female majority, Northern Nevada Assemblywoman Alexis Hansen is part of another first.
Yeah, her husband Ira Hansen is in the state Senate, and they're the first husband-wife team to serve in the legislature at the same time. She won his assembly seat when he ran for the Senate.
Well, anti-Semitic comments from members of Congress.
These women are vile, Nazi-like racists.
Yes, so is Steve King, and so is Representative McCarthy, and so is Donald Trump.
Well, the face-off panel gets heated, taking on whether these comments have gone too far and who should be held responsible.
And Attorney General Aaron Ford outlines the priorities for his office, the program created by his Republican predecessor that he's going to keep running. That's next as Politics Now continues.
watching Politics Now.
Well, Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar came under fire for anti-Semitic comments that were published online. That led to back-and-forth charges of anti-Semitism in Congress, so we had our face-off panel weigh in. Here's KXNT radio host Alan Stock and Battleborn Progress Executive Director Annette Magnus.
Nancy Pelosi and all of them should have condemned these comments, and they were wrong, and she apologized for them, as she should have. They're wrong, period. But there is not enough being done, because we see this from leaders all the time. This isn't the first time anti-Semitic remarks have come from leaders of Congress or from the president himself. In fact, I did a little research on this. Representative McCarthy said Jewish Democrats were trying to, quote, buy the election. Did he apologize for that? No. Then Donald Trump one time to a room full of Jewish Republicans said, "You're not going to support me because I don't want your money. You want control of your politicians." So it's not very different than what the Congresswoman said. She said this is all about the Benjamins when she was talking about the Jewish lobby. Those things are all wrong, and they all should be condemned.
Very much a double standard. First of all, the president, who has a daughter and son-in-law and grandchildren who are Orthodox Jewish, very sympathetic to Judaism and to Israel. I mean, he moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, something that all of the presidents, Democrat and Republican, had promised and not fulfilled. He has done that, number one. Number two, comments that he made to that Jewish group you're talking about were made in jest, and they all laughed because there was a humorous aspect to what he said. There was no humorous aspect to Ilhan Omar, who is a huge anti-Semite. In the meantime, she still declared her support for BDS, saying that Israel has hypnotized the world, the evil doings of Israel. So, I mean, she's still big time on that. You have Rashida Tlaib, who's a Muslim and a Palestinian background, who talks also about the evil, the Jews who are satanic. I mean, that's the same kind of stuff that Louis Farrakhan talks about. They should at least take away their committee assignments, just like they did for Steve King. Her comments and Tlaib's comments, much more blatantly bigoted, I mean directly anti-Semitic and bigoted than his were. So take away their committee assignments.
So then should we take away Representative McCarthy's leadership position for saying equally as anti-Semitic things?
I tell you what, I'd be more than happy to discuss that with you as soon as Omar and Tlaib lose their committee.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So is it because they're Muslim and he's white that's the problem?
Oh, no. Let's be clear. Let's be very, very, very clear.
It is clear. You're a hypocrite, and this is hypocritical of you to say.
Let us be very, very clear. Just because you're a woman, just because you're a Muslim, just because you're a person of color, doesn't give you the right to be absolved of your vile, racist, anti-Semitic, Nazi-oriented comments and associations.
And just because you're a white man doesn't absolve you, or making fun of people with disabilities, or making fun of people of color.
Right now, I can tell you that these women are vile, Nazi-like racists.
Yes, so is Steve King, and so is Representative McCarthy, and so is Donald Trump.
So would you agree that they should have these women should have their...
They apologize. McCarthy hasn't apologized. Donald Trump hasn't apologized. King did.
Okay, but neither have these other ones, and they make equally as anti-Semitic.
Should they go ahead and take away the
Why should they when McCarthy hasn't done it?
Okay.
He said equally as anti-Semitic things.
I get take away Kings, but not the two Nazi racist Muslim women because they're Muslim women and people of color. You have to make exceptions.
They finally had to do something about Steve King after decades of racism.
We can watch the rest of that debate. It looks like a barn burner, plus a Senate committee weighing in on Russian collusion and the Democrats' Green New Deal. That's on LasVegasNow.com. Look for the political news tab under the news link. Patrick?
It was a barn burner, Steve. This is Eye on Carson City, where we tell you about some of the other things the legislature is doing that we are keeping an eye on. Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford told the legislature he will focus on criminal justice reform. He also plans to continue the Office of Military Legal Assistance that was started by his Republican predecessor, Adam Laxalt. And he told the Senate Judiciary Committee that he learned at a law enforcement summit in Mesquite that the largest terroristic threat to Nevada is the Sovereign Citizens Movement. A new bill in the Senate is aimed at helping homeless and foster youths graduate. There is an estimated 17,000 homeless youth in Nevada, another 3,000 that are in foster care. SB 147 requires school districts to identify them, create an academic plan, and also it includes a provision that would waive attendance minimums required for graduation. And lawmakers are getting to work on their criminal justice reform bills. They heard a debate on Thursday on a bill that would allow courts to give a defendant credit for time served in house arrest. Supporters say the house arrests as a punishment is still a punishment and would give an incentive for people to comply with it. The Nevada District Attorneys Association opposes that bill, saying that it is not the same as being locked up in jail. So, Steve, you've had some conversations with law enforcement and lawmakers about these criminal justice reform bills. Which ones do you think maybe are going to face the most opposition?
I think probably the elements of those bills, the ones that the district attorneys and the police are going to object to the most, are the ones that lower penalties for crimes, things like auto burglary or being an ex-felon in possession of a firearm. They think that if you lower those penalties, it just doesn't provide the disincentive to commit the crimes in the first place.
Well, funding projects on Nevada's public lands, there are new efforts in Congress to fund a key program that has lapsed. I'll tell you about it coming up next on Politics Now. Congress is taking on the problem of dealing with opioid overdoses while not punishing pain patients who still need that medication.
In Nevada, we've ranked 13th in the nation in prescribing opioid painkillers.
Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen is on the committee searching for solutions. Experts testify that some disabled and chronically ill patients have had their opioid prescriptions cut off and were not given an alternative way of managing pain. Doctors also testified women and minorities are often discriminated against because doctors suspect them of just saying they have pain to get drugs. The panel did not really reach any solutions, instead offering things like medical marijuana as other alternatives.
And Congress is working towards restoring a fund that puts millions of dollars towards Southern Nevada public lands and parks. It's called the Land and Water Conservation Fund, and it lapsed in October. Since it started in 1965, more than $100 million from the fund have gone toward projects in Southern Nevada. Congress is now set to reauthorize it in February. President Trump is expected to sign it. It's funded through fees that are paid by oil and gas companies.
Yeah. All right, time now for What to Watch, where we tell you about what we're keeping an eye on. Democratic presidential candidate and Senator Elizabeth Warren is holding a campaign event on Sunday. It will be over at Springs Preserve. Doors open at 2:30. She canceled a previously scheduled event here because of the government shutdown.
And on Tuesday, gay marriage will be back on the legislature's agenda. An assembly committee will be taking up a joint resolution that passed in 2017 to amend the Constitution to recognize all marriages, regardless of gender, before voters in 2020. Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching Politics Now.
We'll see you next week, and of course, catch us right here every Saturday at 4:30.